of practice around here, and leading the parade this morning we've got a magnificently restored here of Farm All M International tractor, and it's a row crop model. You see the two little wheels out the front here, capably operated by none other than Ross McCann. Good to see you, Ross. Haven't seen you for a couple of years. No, it's good, mate. Yeah, nice tractor, nice restoration. There's Ross McCann from down around Redland Bay. Now we've got a little W30 here. Nice, in its original condition. Looks like she's a work in progress. Originally she was on steel wheels and been converted over to rubbers. Got a bit of kangaroo juice in the tank there to give her a bit of hop. But they originally started on petrol and then ran on power kerosene. You see there's no 3-point linkage on those tractors, so we're just straight drawbar pull. My dad did his farming out of Forest Springs with one of those. Pulled a 5-bar plough. Good old tractors. Nice little lands here. This little tractor from down over the border, is it? Tamworth, yeah, I remember seeing it down at Bendermere a couple of years ago, a 1953 model. Yeah, just keep them rolling through, and we'll have a bit of a chat about it. This will be the little electric start, this one. The older Type P model Bulldogs were hot bulb starts, but that's an electric start. Nice little restoration there, brought him up from Tamworth. A little favourite here, the little McCormick Dairy Farm All Cup. Beautiful restoration, also from down the Tamworth way there. It's nice to see the people able to come up into Queensland and enjoy what we've got to offer, and they enjoy showing their stuff as well. Here we go, we've got a little Fergie here. What's the story on this one? She's multi-coloured. Yeah, so Sarah's got her here, she's a work in progress. I'd say with a bit of that yellow paint, she might have originally been around either on the main roads or used in some sort of a commercial operation. Diesel powered, little 2-bar Fergie moldboard plough on the back here with the little coulter disc there marking in. Another little Massey Ferguson, a lot of these out the back there, lovely little diesel powered tractor. She's the little 35. You can see he's all set up here with 3-point linkage, got the roll bar on. Got the walking stick there just in case she breaks a leg. So yeah, nice little tractor. Great little workhorses, these fellas. And in the early days everybody had a little market garden, and here he is, the old mate from down the Lockyer Valley there. The nice little Fergie, petrol. Was this one straight petrol or do you have a bit of caro in it? Got the carry oil on the back here, nicely painted up. Got the walking stick too. I think they're an aftermarket accessory, these walking sticks. But there you have it, little TE20. Nice little restoration there. Warren Buckley here on his Massey Harris. Now this is a Massey Harris Challenger. These are about as rare as rocket horse droppings, these tractors. Warren Buckley up there. Warren's a great advocate of all things Massey Harris, strong supporter of the Allora Heritage Weekend. She's the row crop model. You've got the narrow wheels at the front, the back wheels, you can move in or out on those axles there. So Warren's got a terrific collection of Massey Harris, and yeah, thanks for bringing it along, Warren. Good on you, mate. Now we've got a little Twin Power 102 here. This is another one of the Buckley family. She's nicely restored as well, straight out of the stables there in Toowoomba. You can see she's a drawbar vintage, hasn't got the 3-point linkage. Certainly got the comfort style seat there. Got a bit of spring in it anyway, that's more than most of some of those old tractors. But, yep, thanks mate. Holy smokes, what have we got here? He wants to draw some attention to himself because he wants some parts. Well, he's certainly done that. You've got a Massey Ferguson 135, and have a look at the shrubbery on it, and a few Australia Day flags on there, so good to see your patriotism, mate. Nice little tractor, and have a look at him there later on. He's got the sign up for all the bits and pieces he wants. Now we've got Dennis Ryan here on a little Fordson Major, pulling a Sunshine number 2. This is the HST number 2, power driven. As you can see, she drives off the PDO of the tractor. So instead of the big 50, 60 foot auto headers we've got now, we've got the comb out there on the right hand side. He comes into the crop, and she'll come across the spirals there, up through the elevator there, down through the drum, beats hell out of the stalks. The grain comes into the box and the straw goes out the back. That's about as simple as I can make it, Dennis. And of course the Fordson Majors here, these tractors, you know, they were like feet. Everybody had one or two of them, all over the downs and everywhere. Great little workers. That one, he's actually put a high-rise PDO on it there, lifted it up a little bit so he gets the direct drive. Now you can see how the header works. You see the riddles and everything, see the shaker at the back there. You put her into a crop. You've got a twin bagger on this side. Way before bulk was embedded, we used to put the 3 bushel bags on the side here, and that's what we do. We sew them up and put them on the tractor. Next up, we've got a Fordson Dexter. So just keep them rolling, guys, and I'll just talk a bit about them as they come through. Nice little diesel powered, 3-cylinder there, little 3-cylinder Perkins engine. We've got a little Fiat 550 here. You see he's got the high row crop wheels on the back there. They're Italian made, the Fiats. Good strong tractor. But Fiat stands for Fix It Again Tractor. I've got one at home and that's pretty well what I have to do. Got a Farmall 100 here. High clearance row crop set up with the little tillers there. It would have had a set of mid-mounts in the middle as well. We've got a Fiat, a little 411R here. He affectionately calls a Roger. These were great little tractors. Very handy around haymaking and those sorts of things. Now we've got a Massey Harris here. This is one of the earlier ones. You can see she would have originally been on steel wheels, and lovely to see them in their original condition, isn't it? Like that tractor would have done a power of work. Where those rubbers are around the back there, she would have had steel spikes, and it would have had a rim on the front wheel, what they call a skid rim. Now we've got a 148 Massey Ferguson here. This is one of Paul McLaughlin's, driven by his brother-in-law there. A nice set of actually they're Ferguson discs on the back. And here's Paul himself on the little grey and gold here with a set of harrows. So those little grey and gold tractors, I can see why they paid them gold. They're actually worth gold. They're quite an expensive little tractor now. So if he were to put that on the market, he could probably expect to get about 8 or 9 grand. No worries at all. So, yeah, nice little tractor there. And Paul's an advocate of the Fergies and the Massey Fergusons. Presents them well and is a great supporter of all things Allora heritage. Now we've got a Champion 306 here, the Chamberlain. Got a soft spot for these because they're Australian made. They were built at Wells Pool just south of Perth over there. And it was a sad day when John Deere bought out that company, but the 306s and 9Gs, 6Gs and that, there'll be more come around later on. Great tractors, Perkins engine in it, 306 6-cylinder, probably around about that 60 to 70 horsepower. So they're good road track tractors. Now we've got Nick Klein here on his 744D. 6-cylinder Perkins in it, row crop model. You can see he's got the 2 little wheels at the front there. His back wheels, you can move them in and out on that rear axle. Perkins powered. A lot of those tractors around in the late 40s, early 50s. And that particular model, you can see he's got 3-point linkage, so pretty versatile. We've got a McCormick Farmall M here right in front of me. Lovely restoration. Row crop tractor again, but minus the 3-point linkage. And of course those McCormicks were the early internationals. A Massey Ferguson here, diesel powered, lovely restoration, 65, Massey Ferguson 65, He obviously does a bit of road trekking or a bit of comfort on that. He's got a nice shade up on the top and great little all-round farm tractor. Little International 444 here, lovely restoration. Nice to see the lady drivers. Beautiful little International tractor. Would have been used extensively in haymaking, probably some light farming, maybe around about the 40 horsepower I suppose. Little petrol powered Ferguson, all decked up in its original grey colours there. You've got the linkage, the 3-point linkage on these Fergusons was one of the first in the world. Old Harry Ferguson, the inventor, got into that. Now we've got Matty Lonsdale here on a little TE20. You see she's the high-rise model. She's lifted up a little bit. She's got the skinny wheels there. It suits Matt with his long legs, and she's petrol powered. And there's not too many of these high-rise ones around. You'll see a lot of different shapes, makes and models of these little Fergies. And Matt's got something unique there. Come down from Kingaroy. Good to see you, Matt. Now we've got another Massey Ferguson here. She's all decked out with some toolboxes and little Massey Ferguson 35. Brian, isn't it? Yeah, good to see you, mate. He's had this tractor for a while. Obviously looks after. Did the restoration a few years ago. That's a little 35. Now we've got a John Deere. I think it's a Model D, is it? 49. It's been in the one family for 66 years. Well, that's as old as me. And I tell you what, some morning I feel how that tractor looks. Doesn't it run good, but good to see these old machines that have been around for 66 years. Now we've got Ross McCann's big Ford, 9600 here. Beautiful restoration. Ross is very keen on his tractor restoration. We saw Ross earlier on his little farm hall. What a nice big tractor, big muscle tractor. One of the bigger tractors in those early Ford range. Now from the big to the little, we've got a little Ford 2000. They're nice little tractors. This was probably at the start of the new generation of the Fords. You had the 2000, 3, 4 and 5, and then up into the 6s and then up into those bigger ones. So looks like she's a work in progress there. He does a bit of tractor trekking. Good to see him around. Little Massey Ferguson here. What is she, a 30 or a 35, mate? 30. Little 30, yeah, I thought just that little bit different to the 35. And nice to see it in its original colours. Got a few new nuts and bolts on it, but that's about it. Now here's a pretty rare tractor, a David Brown 880 Diplomatic. Not a lot of these around, but the ones that you see are usually beautifully restored like this one. So it's a credit to you, mate. They've got a 12-speed gearbox, I understand, so I tell you what, should be pretty quick, eh? Should get off the mark pretty quick. Super slow, super fast, bit of a crash gearbox, and away he goes. Good on you, mate. Very nice tractor. Isn't the restoration of these tractors a credit to them? It's even for sale. You want to take one of those home, just ring the number. Massey Ferguson 188 here, multi-power. These were very popular when they first came out. Everybody wanted a multi-power tractor. 4-cylinder diesel there. And all set up with the row crop gear on the back there. 3-point linkage again. Nice little David Brown here. Beautiful little tractor, nice little restoration. Little 30D, isn't it? 30D, where are you from, mate? Dorigo. Welcome to Allora, mate. Good to see you up here. He's come from Dorigo, so isn't it great to see these people bring these tractors all that way, just to show them to us. So we enjoy looking at them as much as what you bring them out. He's for sale too. Oh, he's clearing the mozzies. There'll be no charge for that. Now we've got a farm hall here. This is the AM. This was actually made in Australia, this tractor, so It would have been manufactured down in Geelong there in Victoria. We won't hold that against them. Some good things did come out of Victoria. So it's nice to see the AEM here set up with the mid-mount cultivators and the row crop set up on his wheels there. They were used extensively in probably around the corn farming, that sort of thing. Anything that involved growing stuff in rows. So a little farm all H here. It's a little bit smaller than the M, petrol driven. Would have originally started on petrol and then switched over to kerosene. You can see out the front you can crank start these and nicely set up with the drawbar on the back, road crop setup. Now we've got a favourite of mine. These were the big muscle tractors. This is the W9. Is this one we start on petrol and then swing him over to diesel? Oh, it's this tractor, rightio, because this one might be, I'll just have a quick look here. So she's just straight petrol carry. Some of these came out, they had we'd start them on petrol and then she'd swing over to diesel. In other words, it'd have a carburetor on one side and a fuel injection system on the other. This is your petrol carry model, W9, good old muscle tractor made in the USA. So thanks mate, thanks for bringing her out. Massey Ferguson 35 here, nicely restored. You've got to love these little Massey Fergusons. By gee, they were a versatile little tractor. Little diesel motor there. You've got the high and low range gearbox, so you get it right down to the creeper gears. You do a lot of things with a little tractor like that. Now here's something pretty unique. We've got a McDonald Imperial roller. You see the engine that's driving that, the two big flywheels? These McDonald engines were used in a lot of adaptations. So we're used in boring plants, milking machines, shearing sheds, and put on rollers and all sorts of things. They even had them in a couple of tractors. So it's not a steam roller, it's a McDonald Imperial diesel roller. So you just change gears there and away he goes. Now we've got a Chamberlain Champion 306. Talking a bit about these were manufactured around about the late 60s into the early 70s. Great Australian made tractor. Lovely to see him still around. Now we've got a Fordson Major here, an E27N. This is the petrol Caro version. You can see on the top here on the fuel tank he's got two fuel caps. The back one here originally would have put petrol in to start him up and he would have had power kerosene in this one. Once he got hot enough, you just swing him over to the Caro and away you go. She'd burn half a drum of Caro before lunchtime, but she'd get on with the job for you. That's probably around about a 48, 49 model, so good to see him around, good old workhorses. We've still got plenty coming in, so here's a little later version of the high-rise Massey Ferguson, diesel powered. You can see here he's got pretty high wheels on her. It's the 65 high rise and nicely restored there. Used a lot in the corn farming, probably in the early days when we first started growing cotton as well. Now we've got an AW7 here, another Australian made tractor. These built down in Geelong, Victoria there. One of the earlier tractors to have power steering actually, so very comfortable tractor to drive. You sit up on there, you're up nice and high. Good tractor, good for hay making, general scarifying and farm work. I've got an older version of that at home myself, so good old tractors. Now we've got a nice case here. This is the Case 500. It's the diesel version of the LA. So the LA of course was an earlier model, but big 6-cylinder diesel engine. If you have a look at the style of the engine in this, it's actually got 3 heads on it. So you've got 2 cylinders popping up in each head. Very powerful tractor. I'll tell you what, if you had one of these brand new, you were king of the country, eh? Very nice tractor, yeah. Come around here. Oh, yeah, she would have done a bit of work, original. Oh, yeah. One of Bruce Carey's tractors from up at Pilton there, but They're a big muscle tractor. If you had a case or a Twin City in the early days, you were king of the countryside. So, very nice tractor there in its original working clothes. Now we've got a little Fordson Dexter here in its original working clothes. Little 3-cylinder, Fordson diesel powered here. Nice little tractor. Just keep him rolling, mate. You alright? He's got a high and low range in the gearbox there. You can see he's taken off pretty low and slow there. Oh, he's giving her a bit of horsepower now. Get a bit of that kangaroo diesel in her that gets them going, eh? Now we've got a Ford, what is it, a 5000? These tractors were extremely popular. Came out in the late 60s, early 70s there. They took over from the super majors and power majors and just keep them rolling right there. And yeah, it looks like she's all original. Traditionally we used to put these umbrellas on them because in the early days we never had air-conditioned cabs like we've got now. But great, good all-round tractor. Lorry top here from down the Lockyer Valley on his little KEF. Little 4-cylinder diesel-powered tractor. Keep him rolling, Laurie. You got him beautifully presented there. It's a credit to you, mate. Thanks for bringing him up, eh? Laurie's a great advocate of all things tractors. Worked in tractors all his life down around Gatton there. Massey Ferguson. This is a Mark II, is it? 65 Mark II. He's a work in progress. Keep him rolling, mate. Very nicely set up. Another little Massey Ferguson here in its original little 35. These little tractors are running like well-oiled clocks, eh? Another one here, he's got it done up nice. Do a bit of road trekking, he's got it registered. They're good fun, aren't they? He's got a comfort seat on there, little 35. Diesel powered again, all set up with his safety lights and everything there. Now we've got something unusual. We've got Ralph Tennant here from Benarkin on his little Bristol 20. And nice little tractor. Ralph's got quite a collection up there. Little English built tractor. Electric start, little 3-point linkage set up here. Would have been used extensively in market gardening. Little Ransoms here. Similar setup, only a bit smaller. See his little engine out the front here. Keep him rolling, mate. Nice little track machine there. Got the little cultivator on the back. He's petrol driven. Got the steering sticks there. That's how he operates them, left or right. Now we've got a Chamberlain Conquest here set up for commercial operation. Keep him rolled off. These Chamberlains had many adaptations. This one's in its original working clothes, set up with remote hydraulics on the back there, so you could throw some sort of an implement that was hydraulically controlled. That's the little Conquest. Another little Fergie here. Looks like she's a work in progress. Petrol powered. Running like a well-oiled clock. Now we've got a Fordson Major here. Keep them moving, guys. So here we go. We've got another little farm hall here, set up, beautifully restored. He hasn't put the stickers on him yet, but I'm sure they're in the mail somewhere. And brought him down from Kingaroy, did you? Yeah. I recognise the red shirt, one of the boys from up there. Mid-mount cultivators, probably would have been used in cultivating peanuts up there. So good to see the Kingaroy boys down there. Bring him through, mate, keep him rolling. Little farm hall A here, little McCormick Dairy. Lovely little tractors, these fellas. Versatile machines. Used extensively in market gardens and probably small farms. Little A, and it's petrol powered. Electric start, you see his battery under the seat there. An International 414 here. These were great little haymaking tractors. Pretty powerful these. I saw one of these on a tractor pull a couple of years ago. She's an A, it is. Made in Australia, mate, very proudly. We love these Australian-made stuff with the internationals. So she's an A414. Another little farm cub here in his working clothes. Lovely to see him, isn't it, in their original. That's how they would have got her out of the shed every morning and took him down to the garden or down to the little farm, little vegetable farm to work him. Little 4-cylinder petrol engine there, running along nicely. Great to see him original. And we've got a little Alice Chalmers Model B here. These also used in the row crop industry or market gardens or veggie gardens, vegetable farms. She's just a drawbar pull there. You might have had a set of cultivators set up, and here's the set here. This is a Model G, isn't it? This is Leslie Hoey here from Allora on the Model G, nicely restored. Alice Chalmers, her favourite of mine, the Alice. I love the colours, and they're good performance, and Leslie and her husband Zane, all things Alice Chalmers. So thanks for bringing it out, Leslie. And we've got a Model B, there's the husband Zane here. Little petrol driven, Alice Chalmers. This tractor would have been used extensively in row crops, probably veggie farms, the smaller type farming enterprises. Lovely restoration, Zane. Thanks for bringing it out, mate. Their tractors are beautifully restored. A couple of friends of theirs give them a hand with the painting and that. Lovely setup. So we've got David Recco here on his little Case 6. He's brought this down from up Bundaberg way now. This tractor's been around the family for a long, long time, and I think he hasn't had it at Allora here, since 2006. So it's nice to see him bringing it back around. That's the Case SEX. Rightio, so Massey Ferguson here. This tractor's obviously been built for a bit of muscle work. Look at the size of the back tyres on it. She's got that nice sloping down look about it. Get out and get dirty and get on with it. A Massey Ferguson 65. Set up for hard work, that tractor. Little 35 here. Just a little 4-cylinder diesel. Nicely set up, got the extended drawbar on there, and on his 3-point linkage he obviously tows the trailer, does a fair bit of tractor tracking, I'd say. Another one here, a 35X, just a little bit different. Nice to see the lady driver, also involved in tractor tracking obviously. She's got the mirror there, and the tractor's registered. We've got a field marshal here, old mate, haven't seen you for years. Used to see you around the tractor pools, eh? Yeah, what is she, a Series 3? Yeah. This tractor would have been a nice orangey colour originally, with the big silvery sort of wheels on it. They're good old muscle tractors. I remember Raymond Holmes out there near Barat, Forest Springs Way. He had one of these, used to do all his farming with it. They're great tractors. You just got to be a little bit careful when you take it off. Sometimes they'll swing the other way and they'll back up over your plough, so they can make a mess of things, but nice to see the Series 3. 306 Chamberlain, seen a couple of these. Perkins powered, 6-cylinder. Got a nicely set up there with the cab and the esky on the back. Actually it's a bridge, so he's fair dinkum about his tractor tracking that guy. Now we've got Desi Weeks here on a Fordson Major half track. Now this is a E27N. It's the petrol Kero version. And you see on the back here she's got these half tracks. They were really good in wet country or anywhere where it was a little bit hilly or that sort of thing. Gave you a little bit extra traction. So nice restoration, Des. Nice tractor. Now we've got a Fordson Major here, 1958, Mark II. This is the one with the 2-stage clutch. I've actually got an E1A of these at home and it's only got a stage 1 clutch. It'll put you through the fence with a slasher, but these ones with the stage 2, much better. They were just out just before the power major, so nice restoration there in the blue and red. Here we go, we've got cells back here now on a little multi-power 135, and he's got a disc plough on this. He's got the disc twin furrow disc plough, Fergie invention, set up there. They do a magnificent job. Might take you a while to plough 1,000 acres, but if you keep at it long enough, you get there. Little Fergie 35 here. Got the roll bar and everything on her in case she gets out of control and tips over. Now have a look at this machine of Paul McLaughlin's here. He's got the undercarriage dozer blade here. He's got a rear blade on it. A little grey and gold, little Ferguson 35. Paul's got, as I said earlier, a terrific collection of these, and it's a credit to him. Thanks for bringing it out, Paul. Great to see these machines. This goes to show the versatility of those Fergies and just what they can do. Now we've got a little Caterpillar D2 here with a cultivator on the back, all set up there. It's a little pilot motor start, so you have to start the little petrol motor and then you swing him over on once you build up a bit of oil pressure and you'll start your diesel. We've got Bruce Carey here on a Caterpillar D4. Cable operated blade. You see the winch on the back end here running across the top down onto the blade. So 4-cylinder Caterpillar there. And we've got a D6, RD6 here. I've been driving a D6R most of the week and just a little bit different to this one, I tell you, with all the modern features. So these are steering stick and steering clutch control. Whereas the new ones now, it's all just joystick. So, see the little D6C Caterpillar replica there, and the little army tank following him up. Compliments to the Jeffries family from down at Woodbong there, and he's got his little low loader here all set up. The little replica camera with the plate on it. A good setup. Well done to the Jeffrey family. Well, we've got a Cat D7 here. She originally would have had a cable operated blade. You see the block of tackle out the front there, the winch over the back here. No air conditioned caps on these. You see him just turning her a little bit there. He pulls his steering clutch and puts his foot on the steering brake. That's how you turn them one way or the other. See he's got a set of remote hydraulics on the back there. That's the 4 hoses coming round. You can plug in there and use them. Good solid tractor, the D7. Another big Caterpillar here. Have a look at this fella. She's built for work, eh? She's got the hydraulic blade, hydraulic clippers, a little later model to the one we saw just going past. So, nicely restored there. Little later model D7. Now we've got something unique here. We've got a little Caterpillar 10. What do you reckon about this little machine, eh? I'll tell you what, by the look of those tracks, that little tractor had a pretty soft life. Probably like the operator, you know. You see how relaxed he is. From out there around Nobby Way. Little petrol driven tractor, would have been on kerosene originally. Little 148 Macy Ferguson there. Another one here with a corn planter on the back. What we used to plant the corn with before we got into air seeders and all that sort of stuff. See the bins on the back, that's where you put the corn seed. Got the press wheel, pushes the soil in over, puts it down nice and firm. Shower rain, up she comes and got a crop of corn. Another we're back online. It's just a little, someone must have pulled the plug on me. Might be trying to give me the hit. Have a look at this big machine. This is a Macy Ferguson 4840. Plenty of horsepower there. She's around about 400 horsepower. articulated. You'll see she brakes in the middle to steer, set up with remote hydraulics and all that. Nice big tractor, broad acre farming adaptation. Rightio, keep them rolling, we've got a few to come around, keep them moving. What have we got here, Glenn? Oh yeah. Got a Chamberlain Champion 9G, little diesel powered tractor there, once again built in Australia. Love these Australian made tractors, eh?
What colour is that?
We're back working again, it's on and off. The big four-wheel drive is a versatile tractor there, you saw him go past. Then we got the GEL, Crop King, New Holland. This is a very original farm LM here with the mid-mount cultivators. This tractor would have worked extensively in corn farming or some sort of row crop. Looks like she gets parked up in the see that Sunshine Massey Harris 744D there. They are very popular tractor around the Downs. Perkins powered, 6-cylinder. Another little Fergie there. Nicely restored. And we've got a Chamberlain Champion here, 9G. Once again Australian made. Very proudly Australian made. These Chamberlains, built by the Chamberlain family over there. David Carey there on his tractor was obviously used in a commercial operation. You see the special adaptation. System's not working real good, mate, so just keep them rolling, mate. It seems to be running out of power or something, and if anything's going to give you the SHITS's, it's a... I've got a bit of power there. This machine with the bucket on it is a Ford County four-wheel drive. Used a lot in the forestry industry. Hence the wire rollover cage there, driver protection. So you saw the big green tractor go past there, big John Deere 5020. That's one of the big muscle powered tractors from the John Deere stable. Nice little International there in his working clothes. And of course, bringing up the tail end is a little John Deere. It would have also been used in row crop operations, small type farming. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just got a little bit of power back here, so that's it for the tractor parade. Thanks for that. Thanks for being a great audience. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I certainly enjoy calling the parade, and I've had a really good time here this morning seeing all these tractors to get. We better take that clap back. We've got another one coming. It's still over. Bring it around, mate. Now don't forget that 12:45, Trevor, is it?
Oh, one more coming.
Gentlemen, I'd like to thank Barry Byrne for doing the tractor parade. We didn't know he was going to be called into this when he walked in the gate, but I thank you, Barry. You've done a top job as usual. Thanks, mate.